From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain.
For the people is there.
And standby stations, we're just doing a test. If you're wondering what all this is, we just have a few stations that are coming on board in just about 20 seconds. We have a new station that's doing a test, so forgive us if you're listening on the podcast. We will be beginning our broadcast momentarily.
From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Keith Allen and proudly welcoming you into this Wednesday's edition of For the People on this August the 23rd, 2017. And I have a good story for you. We talk about a lot of tough issues on this broadcast. We talk about politics and lifestyle and sometimes outer space and demons. I mean, you just never know. And on a Wednesday, I believe you'll like this story because it doesn't matter what party, what religion, I believe this story will touch your heart. It's a good one. It's that of a 17-year-old football player who was working himself through high school. He works for a grocery store called Heb out in Texas. And his coach has been instilling in him, you can always do the right thing. That's what he says. Our coach says that you can do the right thing always and the right way. Grisby was telling a local station, KMBT, just that. You don't have to always go astray. Stay on the right path and stay focused. That sounds good. Well, did he put it into play? Well, certainly he did. You see, Cameron Grisby is a football player, but also an employee of the Heb grocery store. He found $1,500 in a wallet inside a shopping cart. And what did he do? Well, he checked for ID to find out who it was, found the $1,500. He's earning the praise of his community after he returned the wallet that contained that $1,500. Grisby was telling the TV station, he says, as a parking lot attendant, he frequently finds personal items like purses and cell phones in carts. When he found the wallet, he said he properly gave it to the manager like he does with all the items he finds. And basically, Grisby went on to say that he discovered that the wallet containing the large sum of money, his first thought was this. Would this be your thought? He said, this could be somebody's bill money, car note, house note, mortgage. So Grisby described some of the other items that he returned as well, but the phone was at the front of the cart, like they were waiting to check out and forgot to grab it, he said. The wallet, just as well, same spot. The purse was in a bigger basket at the bottom. One of the kids must have had it or something, and he said, once the woman lost her phone, she came right back, so I was able to give it to her, and she said, thank you. And Grisby said, it's important to be honest, because God's going to give it to me more three times more, so why not give it back? He believes that there's accountability and the good Lord above sees all, and he's going to judge you. $1,500. How many people would be tempted if they found the wallet inside a shopping cart out in a parking lot? Would you keep it, or would you do the right thing? A lot of folks wouldn't, and but he setting a big example for all of us to do the right thing and to always do the right thing. It's just because it is the right thing to do. If it was our money and we think about it that way, it's the golden rule. Yes, that one. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Very smart advice. And it's so much easier treating people decently and respectfully. We have a society that doesn't operate quite that way, and it's a shame. It really is. It's a shame. But people are, fallen people and succumb to a lot of particular things. But when I came across this story, I said, you know what? I need to lead. I need to lead with this story. Because you don't really get to hear a lot of the human interest stories, that you might comb through the newspapers on Sundays. And this is not going to be the prevailing story of the day, but it should be. Because it's a good example to be set for so many people that would never think twice about taking that wallet, some lady's money, that could, like he said, could have been the rent, somebody's mortgage money, insurance money, kids' braces money, whatever it is. But the bottom line is it wasn't his. And he returned it. I mean, that's huge. And you'd think that most kids would learn that early. Unfortunately, a lot of parents, they don't teach these fundamentals. And that's no wonder we get adults that do the same thing when they grow up, and they lie, steal, and cheat. And some people, they still believe this under the notion that you never get ahead unless you do any of those. And I happen to be one that is just honest to a fault. And my dad used to say that I was too nice. My own dad used to say that to me. So you're just too nice. People walk on you. Well, I don't let people walk on me. There's a big difference. But I don't have to be a jerk. I don't like being that. I mean, I can be. I know how to be. I know how to raise my voice. But I use my intelligence to usually get what I need when I need it. It's not taking advantage of anybody at all. It's just when you have the command of the room, people just, they fall in line. And that's why you are here today. That's why you were drawn into the broadcast. You didn't know that, did you? It's like subliminal advertising. And you're back again. You just can't get enough. And that's awesome. Can you do me a favor? And I've asked this before, but take this to heart. If you really dig the show, and a lot of people do, but for us to get this show to more stations, more places, more homes, spread the word. Would you do that through your social media? Maybe 50 people. Maybe there's 10 people as friends on Facebook. Maybe a lot more, but repost our broadcast, would you? To say, I listened to it, I like it, I learned from it. That's important. And it's a good source of information. Just in your words, whatever it is. I don't want to tell you what to do, what to say about the repost, but if you could do that, that would mean the world to me. I really appreciate that. Phoenix rally was huge last night. Huge. It was a huge Trump, all his talking points from the campaign stump, but the border wall was the big one in hour one of our broadcast. We aired just about the entire speech, and the wall is where we left off. But Trump said that he was willing to shut down the government if Congress didn't approve it, and he's willing to do it. But that's campaign promise, and I believe the wall will be built because it's the right thing to do, and increasingly, as we have enemies coming over here, getting in here, now Trudeau and Canada is realizing, it may not have been the greatest idea to just invite anybody in. Yeah, they want legal immigration. Yes, Trudeau, the prime minister, yeah, he is eating his words. Listen, you don't have a country. Folks, you don't have a country. If you don't you don't enforce the laws of the land, you have to protect it and its citizens. It's the primary job and function. In case you didn't know, I know 8 years of Barack Obama, people lost sight of that, didn't realize that Barack actually had your back, but Donald Trump does, and that's why it's important. I wonder is it just me, but trying to get into the mind of Trump as to why he would possibly be thinking this way. Is it a racist thing that he wants to build a wall? Well, that's what the lying CNN would say, or ABC, CBS. Those channels would tell you, but could it be a security thing? If you listen to his rallies, if you listen to his speech, absolutely 100%. It's the reason why, folks, I air this speech in its entirety. And I just, for time's sake, I wasn't able to. There's 10 minutes left of that for the first hour. So if you're just tuning in, so he's not taken out of context. So you can hear it yourself. And that's important to put things into perspective. And then you can draw your own opinion. I certainly don't want to put words in somebody else's mouth. That's why a lot of times we use sound bites on the radio show so you can hear it yourself rather than me always saying he said. And I can't do that for every single story, but we do what we can. And to solidify it, because the human voice in this day and age of electronics where everybody's texting, everybody's sending emails, the voice is still important because it communicates a whole lot. It's not just what's being said, it's how they are saying it. Here is just a little Flav, just a little from last night.
But you have no margin. But some of the best things in healthcare require 60 votes. So even when you say we're voting on healthcare, like across state lines, purchase across state lines, one of the most important things, I've been talking about it for 2 years during debates. It gives competition. Insurance companies come in, your prices go way down. Arizona is a disaster in terms of the price increase of your insurance. 116% increase.
Wow.
You got to get rid of the filibuster rule. You got to go to a majority. You got to go to 51 votes.
What do you think of that,
And if
folks?
they don't do that, they're just wasting time. All of the Democrats in Congress, that's the only thing they do well. They do one thing well. You know what it's called?
What's
they
that?
have no ideas. They have no policies. They obstruct.
Yep.
That's all they do.
Agreed.
Their word is we resist. They don't resist. They obstruct. It's all they're good at.
That's it.
It's all they're good at. That's all they do. On health care, they have 48 Democrats. We got no votes. We got no votes. And it would have been great health care. And by the way, would have been great health care for Arizona. Would have been great. So the Democrats have no ideas, no policy, no vision for the country, other than total socialism, and maybe, frankly, a step beyond socialism from what I'm seeing.
All right, folks, that was Arizona last night. Protesters were there during the rally. Not a big surprise. Pepper sprayed by police. They had to pelt some people with some rubber bullets because protesters were throwing rocks and bottles, but only 4 people actually were arrested. One guy hit in the groin with a rubber bullet. And that was shown on some early morning talk shows that I was watching last night, or this morning. It felt like last night at 5 in the morning. Ouch. Yeah, rubber bullets. They're not supposed to aim, by the way, there, someplace else, but I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it definitely was highly effective. It put him out of commission. Felt bad for the guy, but this guy had a gas mask on because he was inciting violence. ready for the pepper spray. So, it just looked